I'm Faith McKinney with ICNDMag.com, and we're here at Clues Hall on the campus of Butler University to interview distinguished journalist Dan Rather. Follow me. Joining me here today is legendary newsman Dan Rather. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me here.
I really appreciate it. Now, Mr. Rather, welcome to Indianapolis. First of all, we're at Butler University. The first question I'd like to ask is, we've had losses of so many icons, Whitney Houston, Dick Clark, and of course your friend and colleague Mike Wallace. What is it that you'd like, a poignant moment, a poignant quality that you'd like to be remembered by?
Well, I'd like to be remembered as a good husband and a good father to my family and a good friend to my friends and a patriotic American. I'm not saying I deserve to be known that way, but you asked me how I'd like to be known.
Okay, that's wonderful. What was your most precious memory in your career? What made a difference? What was the switch that turned everything around for you?
If I had to pick one, it would be I covered Dr. Martin Luther King and some of the early stages of the civil rights movement. It was really my first major assignment at CBS News. And the coverage of Dr. King and the civil rights movement at that time, 1962, 1963, changed me as a person, as a man, and it changed me as a pro.
What was it in particular that did it? What moment? Was there a certain a look that someone gave you? Was it a word? Was there a feeling? What was it that you can remember?
Well, the first time I met Dr. King, I had heard of him, but he was not yet a national icon, a world icon. I met him during the Albany, Georgia campaign in 1962. It was one of the early efforts for the movement to call attention to nonviolence as a way of changing society for the better. And being in his presence for the first time, he was quiet at the center. He was a great orator, maybe the best American orator and one of the best in the world of his generation. But to be in a small setting, just in his office with him, and to understand that he was quiet at the center, chaos was all around him. Andy Young and all of his staff they were handling all kinds of problems, but he had this quiet centeredness about him that just radiated from him. And so when I say covering him in the movement after that was a turnaround for me in my life, I remember well and treasure.
I'll bet you will. That's fascinating. Now, news in general, news now has become more of an entertainment, more than the news. What is it that you feel is missing in the news now as far as quality?
Well, what's missing in the news now, and I do not accept myself in this criticism, is guts, or if you prefer, spine. American journalism, including my own, needs a spine transplant. Because let's clearly understand, a free and independent press, a independent, fiercely independent press, is the red beating heart of freedom and democracy. And what's happened in recent years has been what I call the corporatization, politicalization, and trivialization of the news. And that's something that not just those of us in journalism need to worry about, but the country as a whole, every American needs to worry about it, because it is so important as part of our proverbial sense of checks and balances.
Exactly. That's very good. So since news is more entertainment, who are you watching now?
Well, I have a great passion for news. I have since I was a child. I watch everything, try to read everything, even when it's a channel I don't agree with, that has some political or ideological point of view I don't agree with. I try to watch, and I try to read a wide variety of newspapers and magazines, and yes, even occasionally read a book. So I can't put my finger and say, listen, this is my favorite channel. I do like quality news of integrity, which is in very short supply. As you have pointed out, entertainment values have virtually overwhelmed true blue news values. And again, I think that's something we all should worry about.
I think so too. I recall very significant events. When Black Monday happened, you were the face that we saw, and seeing your face somehow calmed me down. So I appreciate that.
Well, I really appreciate you saying that covering 9/11 may have been, probably was, the most challenging assignment I had during my 24 years as anchor and managing editor of the CBS Evening News and the so-called, quote, face of CBS News. An absolute total sledgehammer to the heart within me.
I think we all do. Well, Mr. Rather, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Very kind of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm Faith McKinney with ICIndyMag.com and Dan Rather. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and of course, ICIndyMag.com.